Hola a todos. Como Sofía, yo tampoco hablo español, entonces estoy haciendo todo lo que puedo hacer acá. Now let's switch to English and I'll be way more comfortable here to speak with you. By the way, I love this video that you just saw. It's very interesting to see if we put our daily lives, how Waze is connecting like different activities that we are doing, and how Waze precedes everything that we do that's important in our lives. So it's a really important thing to think. I'm Loureiro. I lead our operation for Waze in Latam. It's been 2 years we are deploying our presence in the region. We started with Brazil, Mexico, and I'm very happy to be here in Colombia to launch our operation with Rodrigo. So looking forward for a great future here. I came here to tell you our story. And the way I put our story here is calling like our exponential way. I think all of you have heard about like exponential organizations, right? Singularity University has been a hot topic everywhere. Have you heard about it? Yeah. And Waze is present there at the book of Singularity University with the same name in chapter 2 because we are referred as one of the references for exponential organizations. And that's how I try to frame here our story. So I brought four pillars that, through our story, made us an exponential organization. And I expect to share with you some interesting passages from this story and some curiosities. And the first one is here. There's a reason for the Waze being cut there. When our founders were about to launch the company, their expectation and their willing was that the company should be called Waze.com, which is very straightforward for the service that we offer, but let's say like no creativity at all. And we didn't go with this name because it costed too much. It was too expensive at that time. Remember, like Waze was a startup and we didn't have money at that time. So we came up with the name Waze, which is like a similar idea of the Waze.com. But this is a real proof that scarcity promotes creativity. And that's how it drove our story. But let's start with the beginning. First pillar that I want to bring with you, a new approach. So it always starts with the way we were born. Okay, let me go there. Do you remember this? Yes. So this relates to how we were born, right? Like there was this small community in Israel. They thought they could build a better service for the GPS company. So they hacked the GPS system to update street names, to update changes in the city, and they created this community. And they are trying to build the better experience for everybody. But then they got notified by the company that they were doing something against the terms of services of this company, and they were requested to stop. When they were requested to stop, they decided to create their own community. So if they couldn't play these best services like through the GPS system, they decided to build their own. And that's a very important piece of our story, because it shows the collaboration and the community DNA from our company since day one. And to understand how it works, it's important to understand our map and how our map is built. Our map, and remember, this is how it began, because now, like, you get a city like Bogota, like pretty much the map is all built. But our map started with a blank page. So pretty much we had a blank page, and as long as like people were driving with Waze, they were creating like the paths on the road. Then we had a second layer of the map, which is related to what Rodrigo mentioned about our map editors community. Do we have any map editor here? Yeah, I think we have one here. Thank you very much. So they really own like the good for Waze, because they work on this map and they create the best service that we can offer to you. So once the cars they start like creating the path, our map editors, they confirm, they edit, they manage what's the best map for the city. And then it gets to us, right? Like we all contribute to Waze. I'm very happy to see that pretty much everybody here uses Waze, even more than people that support, like for the soccer teams here, which sounds weird. I think there might be like another team that people support here. But this is where we are. Like the majority of people, they collaborate with their data. So once you use Waze, you collaborate with the rest of the community. So that's how our service became unique. So we spread hundreds of thousands of people in the world collaborating to create this map. To scale this map with a very small infrastructure that we had at that time. So back to the book of exponential organizations. In the passage that they present Waze, they talk about like in the year that Waze was born, Nokia bought a navigation company by $8 billion. It was around 2018. This company relied on heavy infrastructure to build their map system, heavy infrastructure to build their navigation system. This same company was sold by Nokia in 2015 for $2.5 billion. So in 7-8 years, it lost 2/3 of the value. In the meantime, Waze was bought by Google for like $1.2 billion. So then we see this whole exponential idea coming. So, but this couldn't happen without this, without the technology wave. So Waze was built based on an emerging technology. And it all relates to this, right? Like Waze was born in 2018, in 2008. This was the first iPhone launched in 2007. And by the way, this iPhone, the first versions of iPhone, they didn't have a GPS chip. So didn't support any GPS service. But at the same time, we were like building our infrastructure. So with like the wave of one of the largest and fastest growth technology that happened to happen in the world, we made our services available everywhere in the world. So we pretty much got the chance to surf this huge wave of adoption of smartphones, relying our system in this technology. So this was pretty important for us to spread our services to 100 million users that we have nowadays. But it doesn't stop there, and that's important to understand. Our life in the technology services is very important to keep updated, because if you lose a wave, you may die as a services. So we are already looking for the next wave. So connected cars are now understood as the next like a big trend on connectivity, on a device, connected device. And we are already seeing a similar trend like the wave that I show you for the smartphones. So we do expect by 2020 that the majority of the cars, near like 100% of cars shipped in the world will be connected. And we are working to be there. We are preparing to be part of the cars. You probably have seen like some cars that already offer our services in their connectivity system. So then we have like the third aspect of our story, which is like speed to adapt. Of course, not everything that we've done was correct since the beginning. And one important thing that relates to it today is about our business model. We were born thinking that our business model would be selling data, selling maps, just like the companies that we were fighting against and we were disrupting their businesses where they were making money. But then we realized that like the whole ecosystem that like our new idea was disrupting couldn't sustain our business because all the companies they were relating to, they were expecting to have a service connected to that like infrastructure and to that structure that like companies like Navitech had at that time. So then we had to change quickly our idea on how to focus our monetization effort. And we changed to what was the most important asset for us, which are our users. And we try to understand a way to generate value for the users, generate value for the company and for our partners. And we create this native ad solution that you just saw today. And with this native ad solution, thought to be like to help users to connect with brands and to help users as a service. So we pretty much direct users, and here you see the case of McDonald's, but we pretty much facilitate for users going to McDonald's if they want through the app. So that's the basis of foundation for the ad. So creating a relevant services and connecting brands to users. And with that, we create this whole idea of mobility for brands. So that you just saw Rodrigo presenting, you just saw Tena showing some of the use cases and some of the cases that we have. And we create this idea of this mobility for brands based on the uniqueness of our platform, based on the precision that we have, the accuracy that we have with the GPS system, the context that we touch consumers, and the destination that they have. So with that, we can offer like a unique solution for our brands, for our advertisers. And then we go to the last pillar of our story, which is probably the most important one for our life, which is the purpose. Waze was created by a community of people that really wanted to change the world, that really hate traffic. And with that, we grew sharing this purpose with other people. So that's why we can drive like hundreds of thousands of people to volunteer to our system, to collaborate, and to deliver their times for all of us to have the best services, because we all want a better mobility scenario in the big cities. But we started with saving 5 minutes for everybody in every day. But we realized that this is not enough. Of course, now we have over 100 million users. I think we can dream bigger, we can be bold. So recently we decided that we would change our perspective. And now we are aiming to eliminate traffic altogether. So as you can see, collaboration is still a big part of our DNA. Our ambition has grown. And we sincerely believe that we can help eliminating traffic in the big cities. And we have a proposition as a solution for the cities that's already being launched in Israel and in the US, which is Waze Carpool. Have you heard about Waze Carpool? So I will explain quickly. We have the largest community of drivers in the world. So, and we see, and Rodrigo gave me data from Bogota, but this is pretty much the same everywhere, that the large majority of cars in the cities, they are being driven by one single person inside. So pretty much, let's say like a car with at least like 4 seats carrying one person, right? Like, and this happens like 80% of the time. So what we realized that like, what if we brought our community to share? right? Like, why not create an ecosystem in which we can connect the largest community of driver to collaborate in the carpool system? So, and that's what we launched already piloting in Israel and in the US, and we expect to bring to LATAM soon. It's an ecosystem of carpooling where people collaborate to share their space inside the car to gain their space in the roads. We expect this to come to Bogota one day, and we expect you all to embrace this new idea. I know it disrupts some of like our preconception on how we deal with the car, with the mobility, how we're sharing our property. But indeed, like, we need a change in culture. And as you saw, Bogota is one of the worst traffic in the world. Getting back to today, I really want to thank you and highlight some of the things that we saw today. Rodrigo brought our vision on mobility for brands. Tena brought how we are addressing this vision to solve business challenges for our brands, our partners. And indeed, we are building real solutions for them in the region. We are seeing real results, and that's what we want to start here. Sophia brought the power of our data, and everything we do relies on this understanding that we touch consumer in a unique way, and we want to use this type of information to drive decisions to help companies take more intelligent decisions. So with that, I want really thank you. It's a pleasure being here. It's a big thing for us launching our business in Colombia. And we're going to be all here down there if we want to talk. Thank you very much. Gracias.